The Supreme Court is set to rule soon on Biden's student debt forgiveness, but besides questions about whether it's legal or whether it's fair to make millions of taxpayers who didn't acquire that debt help to pay it off, there's also the question of whether we want to encourage young folks to get degrees that may not help them get a job. One person who's been focusing a lot on helping young folks get meaningful work is our next guest, Rowe Works Foundation CEO Mike Rowe. Wonderful to see you, Mike.
Nice to see you, David. Thanks.
Now, just to get it off the table, you're not against college degrees, right?
No, mine served me very well.
By the way, what was your degree in?
So I went to a community college for 2 years out of high school, took a year off, worked. Then I went to a place called Towson and got my communications major all nailed away. And look, it's helped me immeasurably along the way. But when I finished in 1984, David, that same experience today cost $92,500. Same course load, same schools. Back then, it was about $12,200. So to have this conversation absent the cost is kind of silly. There's a liberal arts degree on that device right now, and it's free. All the known information in the world is accessible to anybody with a device and an internet hookup. So the cost is out of control.
Yeah, and again, it's way above inflation. I know there's been inflation, but it's like 2 or 3 times inflation. Part of that is because the government subsidizes so much of it. It gives the colleges and universities free ride to raise the
It's not
the
a
rates.
mystery. Look, nothing in the history of Western civilization has gotten more expensive more quickly than a 4-year degree. Not energy, not food, not real estate, not even health care. It's unexampled. So we're lending money we don't have to kids who are never going to be able to pay it back, to train them for jobs that in many cases don't exist any longer. Meanwhile, to the point of your last conversation, work ethic in this country is truly on the ropes. There are over 7 million able-bodied men affirmatively not looking for work right now. They're just out of the workforce. And that's never happened, at least not in peacetime. So there's a lot to look at, and if you want to worry, there's plenty to worry about.
By the way, one of the great things about what happened in '96, and we saw that over the next 4 years, businesses were involved in getting these welfare recipients back on the work rolls, and a lot of them stayed. There was all these worries about how, well, they're not used to working. They stayed at their work. They were so proud and happy to be able to take care of their family on their own without government assistance that they stayed there and worked at. And tens of thousands of businesses helped in the effort. So we could do something like that now, have a full-blown effort, businesses and government working together to get people back to work.
We did it years ago when our country had a terrible littering problem. We created this thing called Keep America Beautiful.
I remember.
It was a PR campaign. The weeping Indian, the side of the road, right?
The eye of the Indian, yeah.
That was NGOs, big companies like Coca-Cola, some government, and some concerned citizens coming together to change our relationship with litter. We have to do the same thing with work.
Well, you are doing that work right now. Your foundation is doing that work. I just want to play a clip of one young lady who's benefiting from the work that your foundation is doing. Roll tape.
Some people say there's no opportunity for women in the trades. Those people never met Chloe Hudson. You entered a field that historically has been dominated by men, welding.
My dad, he really instilled in me that there is absolutely nothing that I'm incapable of. The women in the 40s and 50s, they blazed that trail, and they did it with red lipstick. I'm not a female welder, I'm not a welder, I'm not a tradeswoman, I'm just a welder. That's what I do for a living, and I love it.
Told me a secret about her that she actually wanted to be a surgeon, a plastic surgeon at one point.
This close to signing on the dotted line she'd have gone hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. And you know what? Chloe would have been a terrific plastic surgeon, but she just didn't want to go that way. My foundation offers work ethic scholarships to people who can make a credible case for themselves. We were happy to help her get a welding certificate, and now she's making mid-6 figures all day long. I've got 1,800 stories like her.
Wow.
To your earlier point, the more we share those kinds of stories, the more persuaded I think the current generation is going to be to at least consider a trade.
And your foundation is not slowing down at all, right?
No.
You're building up.
We're doubling down. We just gave away $1 million in work ethic scholarships. We'll do it again in September. And my hope is to do it at least twice a year for as long as people will have me on their shows.
Yeah, and the bottom line is, you know, you're looking at some tuitions now of $80,000 a year.
It's breathtaking.
If you leave that kind of money behind, you're going to spend at least 10 years paying it off if you can at all.
Look, the cookie cutter approach to what a good job is and what a good education is, that's what's killing us. College is not the enemy. That's a bad thing. But when we took shop class out of high school, you remember those days.
I loved it.
We erased from sight dozens of really important jobs from a whole generation of kids, and we're reaping the whirlwind.
Rowe Works Foundation.
MikeRoweWorks.org.
Okay, good to see you, Mike.
Thanks,
as
David.
always. Great
Appreciate
to see
it.
you.